Hello, good evening. Thank you all so much for coming out to our first spoken word event that we have here at MCC. In a different role for the institution, and when I was, it was a DEI serving role. When I was in that role, one of our librarians from our Scott campus say, "Hey, there's this grant that's out there, and it's from the Libraries of America, Latino poets, places that we called home." And I said, I can't wait to apply for that. I think it's an awesome opportunity to hear spoken word, especially from the Hispanic community. And then I said, when we're doing it, we're going to do it in Muscatine, right? Because I know there's such a large population of Latin or Hispanic people that live here in the Muscatine area, and wanted to give them an opportunity for their voices to come be heard in this community. So Sergio is one of our judges tonight. So I want to thank him so much for coming to be a part of this as well too. And we've just been working together. It's like, hey, how can we use these funds and maximize this money to really help with the community? So we invited a local Hispanic restaurant to come and serve the food for the evening. We wanted to make sure we get some of the funds and get it into the pockets of the participants as well too, and make sure we had judges as well too who could come and support this event as well. So I don't know if I introduced myself. My name is Corey Holloway. I work here for Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. Happy to be a part of this event. I'm really looking forward to hearing all the hard work and stuff that you put in. So I just want to thank EICC and the Muscatine campus for letting us host it here in the Black Box Theater. I said, man, I can't wait to do it in there because I knew this was a great environment to do spoken word poetry. Thank you to all Dr. DeWinter and your team for getting this all set up. Just want to thank Jeremy for recording tonight's event as well too. Appreciate you coming in and supporting this event, and just also the Libraries of America's Latino Poets, places that we call home. So in a minute, I'm going to bring up Aubrey Barnes. He's the gentleman who led us in our instructional piece for this week's program. So you'll get an opportunity to hear from him and hear some of his work as well. And then just really excited to hear from the participants and the hard work that you put in the last couple 8 hours. Thank you so much for the flexibility as well too. I know we had to push back dates and stuff like that. So I'm happy to be here today. We also have another nonprofit organization here tonight to help support the event. So I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Quad City Narratives, QC Narratives, for coming and being part of this as well too. Just to come and support spoken word poetry, as that's one of their components of their organization to support young adults in the Quad City area and surrounding areas as well too. So thank you so much for coming out as well. So with that being said, I'm going to invite up Aubrey Barnes to talk about these last couple hours, and we'll get the night started.
So how are we feeling today, folks? We're feeling good, great, all that. Give me some snaps. You're feeling all right? Can all snap, perfect. I thank y'all for being here and experiencing what y'all are going to experience from these poets, the young poets, and the community poets as well. As Corey said, my name's Aubrey. I go by Mr. Obbs. I'm a poet myself. I've been doing it as a career for the last 10 years. I'm also a poet educator. I've been doing that for 7 years, but also have been teaching poetry through a nonprofit I started about 3 years ago called Young Lions Roar. So poetry's a big part of what I do, whether it's sharing poetry within the region, outside the region, or kind of showing students or participants how to kind of share their narratives through poetry. That's my life in a holistic part. So being able to do this was a big opportunity. So I thank Corey as well, and brother man Chris too. So the experience with kind of like working with the Muscatine Community College and the students as well from West Liberty and all that. I told the students, the participants, that like last night after our session, it kind of led me to kind of go back home and process a lot of things in a good way, because since I've been teaching poetry, like I've taught in many schools in the region, as well as being able to have opportunities to teach outside the country as well. And this is the first time I kind of felt as if like I was more of a student than I was like an educator, with these students and all that, just being able to lead workshops that were kind of that kind of like depended on them kind of like exploring their definition of pride and culture, something that I'm not privy to, being able to kind of sit and kind of hear their stories, and even kind of be in the midst of just hearing them discuss, even if I didn't know what they were discussing, just to kind of be there and be in the midst of it was a humbling experience, as well as a big learning curve for myself. So I thank the participants for that experience for myself. So I'm happy for y'all to kind of experience what they got for y'all tonight. They're going to be doing their poetry in their native language as well, just kind of like with the intention of the event. I find that kind of appropriate for them to kind of like share it in that kind of manner. So it's going to be more kind of contingent on us who don't understand to kind of just feel what they're saying, just kind of be in the presence of it and not put all our trust within like what we can kind of cognitively understand, but just kind of sit with them. So I hope y'all are able to kind of like do that as well. And again, I thank the students and Core for this kind of like an opportunity. And he's going to kind of break down the scoring and what we're going to do. It's kind of slam, but it ain't slam. So though we said competition and we're like, ain't nobody like out barring nobody or nothing like that. It's all about the experience. So Corey's going to break down what the scoring is like and all that for the night, though. So thank y'all again for being here.
Absolutely. So just to give a rough agenda of the night, so we'll have I'm calling competing poets and stuff. So we'll have three of the competing poets come up, one of our, and then after that we'll have a brief intermission, and then we have some of our guest speakers, our non-competing poets, come up as well too during that intermission before we get after the intermission, so we could just continue to support spoken word poetry as well. So we have three judges tonight, and then we drew off of some of the slam poetry grading processes. So there will be three scores. The high score go out, the low score go out, and that middle score will be the score that the students would, the participants will get to, and that'll be their number. So we have three prizes that will be given tonight. So it's not like it's called a competition. That's a competition element, but we are really just here to support the participants, and just all the hard work and stuff pays off. And Guadalupe, she's amazing. I've been bugging her for like a week with trying to get her students here, so I'm really glad she came through. And then we had an opportunity to email and chat, and she said, "Corey, I've had them going already. They've already competed against each other." I'm like, "What? Yeah, that's right up our alley." So I'm really excited to hear what we have tonight. So we have the judges. I want to thank the judges again for being a part of this evening. They'll score, and then after we come back from intermission, we'll have our other two or three competing poets go, and once they finish up, Aubrey's going to share one of his pieces that he's done, and then while that's happening, I'll go back to the judges, get our top three participants, and then come up, and then I'll introduce them third, second, and first place prizes for the evening. And after that, just get another opportunity to network, meet some folks, and yeah, just really enjoy the night. So if you don't know, just a housekeeping thing, bathroom, if you haven't been to the bathroom yet, just past the vending machines off to the left are the restrooms if you need that. If you need to step out and take a call, for free, just to go. If we could wait, not go while the poets are actively, I call it spitting. I've come from the spoken word. As they're actively reading and sharing their pieces, that would be great. So we just want to respect the poets, not the shooter. All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna bring up our I don't want to call it sacrificial poet, because it's crazy to say it like that. I'm gonna rename it to our introductory poem. So this is Guadalupe. I'm gonna give you, please take a chance to introduce yourself and what you do at West Liberty. That would be amazing. So she's going to share. I was like, "Hey, if you can't bring students, would you share some of your work?" And she was like, "Yes." And so she's got a couple of pieces that she's going to share, which I'm really excited to hear her say. I haven't been talking to Mike. Sorry, Jeremy. So she'll get an opportunity. She's going to start off, and judges, we do want you to judge her poems, so that way you can get a feel of how you want to do some grading tonight. So with that being said, this is Guadalupe, and I'll let her introduce herself.
11. Good morning, little one. She separated me as my classmates watched me leave, and I came to a new school, a public school. She asked me to walk into the sunlight. I remember the glass. It was clean and clear. And the courtyard, the playground had no children. I remember her saying, "Keep still." She touched my hair with thin plastic gloves, and she touched my ear, and she looked into my eyes. I was silent. New treatment, new welcome. I did not know what she looked for, so I asked. Lice. Lice. A small child frozen into the red granite steps. I watched as she tried to crush my spirit. I can't find any, she muttered, and she smelled the scented strands within her fingers, and the huge hands enveloped my black hair. The braid was gone. The pale ribbons were on the floor, and they watched in horror as her face held madness there in the sunlight. And I remember my peace, and I remember her anger as she stripped off the plastic gloves and welcomed me. 12. Hidden dreams. 13. 14. Intense sun spills within my straw hat as I run, pursued in rippling wind within the dry cornfields, which stare into my back to a spot to hide, for where the large leaves observe me, leaning towards the hard-baked cracks of mud. My brother shouts my name to return where the hands swell and they burn. And parched my lips respond nothing while the tractor motors hum. Around my strapped hands, my red handkerchief, it understands the knots, and it understands knots and knots that I hope for books and to run in a playground and with my crown of blue petunias. Unbraided, my black hair flows where ants and spiders ask for me to set the child free as I return with veiled eyes and dreams to where the motors hum. Thank you. This is the last one in honor of my sister. These are my trophy high heels that my ex-brother-in-law, he threw them at my sister. And he told her when she had nothing, put them on. It was for a wedding, and she and he had traveled far, and she forgot her dress shoes. He controlled her movements and purchased her clothes and her shoes according to his taste, and washed her face on walls on Wednesdays at the church, after church. These are my trophy high heels, the ones that match my cream skirt, the ones that morning my sister offered me, and she pulled them out and she said, "Wear these." And nothing else had come to me but a smile, and it was quiet. I saw how they dangled from her fingers like lovely filigree, and we walked pleasantly to watch his face be washed on walls, on court, on a Wednesday. Gracias.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. So at this moment, I will, if you've ever been around spoken word poetry, if you don't know why we're not clapping or snapping in spoken word, it's okay to snap even while they're reciting their poem. So it's okay. If you hear something that moves you or sounds really touching us, it's okay to throw something in there. So it's not a bad thing. So at this moment, I'm going to invite Aubrey Barnes back up, and then we're going to get our competing poets get their poem, start hearing some of their words and work. So I'll turn it over to Aubrey and Guadalupe as she introduces some of her students.
Thank you. My name is Miss Salcedo. I chase after children in grades, and I am, I guess you pulled poetry out of me for helping kids today. But my kids that I work with, by the grace of Iowa State University Extension and Outreach, and by the invitation of West Liberty High School. I have great principals that I work with, and I love the work that Muscatine County has allowed me. I want to present to you my ninth grader, Alejandra Garcia Chacon, Montserrat Rubalcaba, 11th grade, and Angela Cobos Fernandez presenting their work. I hope you enjoy.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Alejandra García Chacón y el día de hoy les vengo a presentar mi poema titulado La chica que aprendió a volar. En un lugar desconocido me encontré sola y lejos de casa. 14 años, un corazón valiente y una nueva experiencia por vivir. Un idioma nuevo, sonidos extraños, caras desconocidas, sentimientos encontrados. Pero en cada paso, una nueva lección. Aprendiendo a crecer y a enfrentar. Palabras nuevas, frases desconocidas, me enseñan a comunicar, a expresar mis sentimientos y a mi lugar poder encontrar. No sé lo que me espera, no sé lo que vendrá. Lo único que sé es que el éxito vendrá. Gracias.
Mi nombre es Montserrat Rubalcaba, soy de West Liberty High School y antes de comenzar quisiera decir la razón por la cual escribí este poema. Este poema lo escribí porque me trae recuerdos de mi infancia, mi cumpleaños número 7. Mi papá no pudo estar ahí porque tenía que trabajar para llevar dinero a la casa. Entonces, 2 meses después, llegó con un regalo de cumpleaños. Era una bolsa enorme llena de dulces y fue algo que me marcó mucho porque fue algo muy hermoso para mí. Entonces esa es la razón por la que escribí este poema. El regalo de mi padre. En un día soleado, bajo el cielo azul, un padre amoroso con un gesto gentil le dio a su hija con gran emoción un regalo de dulces, lleno de devoción. Cada caramelo, un beso de miel. Cada chocolate, un abrazo fiel. Su sonrisa brillaba como el sol en la mañana. Ese momento en su corazón se quedaba. Pasaron los años y el tiempo voló, pero aquel dulce regalo jamás se olvidó. En cada sabor, en cada dulce y caricia, recordaba a su padre y su amor sin prisa. Marcado quedó por ese cuento sincero, un lazo eterno de amor verdadero. Y aunque el tiempo pase y la vida cambie, ese regalo de dulces siempre la acompañe. Gracias.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Ángela y vengo a presentarle Cuba, tierra de mis cubanos. En una isla donde el sol deslumbra, en un mar donde la arena es dorada. Oh, mi Cuba, joya del Caribe, tu esencia está en cada ola, hasta que unos de los vientos suaves se derrumban, donde, sus, donde susurran historias de antaño, que héroes lucharon valientes y valientes fallecieron hace cientos de años. La Habana se asombra con su La Habana asoma con su canto, pero con los edificios caídos cuentan sus penas. Las calles vibran con ritmo de salsa. Mientras tanto, el tiempo se lleva esos colores. El aroma del café en la mañana era la esperanza. Ahora es una mezcla de tristeza. Los rostros alegres y llenos de vida ahora reflejan un alma que se apaga. En las montañas ya no se siente el olor de siempre, donde el tabaco se seca al sol. Hasta los campesinos que dejaban de trabajar con sus manos callosas y el corazón destrozado. En Santiago se acaban las fiestas, sus ritmos contagiosos del carnaval, las tradiciones que abrazan con fuerza y el baile eterno y conmovedor. Ahora Cuba es un auto de tristeza. De cubanos buscan un grito para un acto de luz. Era una historia de pasión y lucha, pero la sangre que se derramó nunca desaparece. Así es Cuba, donde la vida y el color habían desaparecido, un lugar donde el amor siempre propagaba, desde sus altas montañas hasta sus mares más oscuros. Y en la hora de buscar, buscamos un callejón entre magia.
All right, thank you so much. That's awesome. Can we give him now? We can give him a round of applause. Yeah, for our first half. So yeah, thank you so much. That was amazing. So I need to invest in like Rosetta Stone or something because that would have been dope to hear it and take it in and stuff like that. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute intermission. So if you need to use the bathroom, answer a call, turn off any alarms or anything like that. This is the time to do that. Once we come back, we'll have some of our community poets go up, and then we'll get into the second half of the rest of our competing poets for the evening. So thank you. So at this moment of the program, I'm going to invite up some of our community poets to share some of the work they have. So first, we're having Deontay come up, and he's going to share one of his pieces tonight. And judges, if you want to score him, so you know he can get a look. Feel free to if you want to. I'm just kidding. It doesn't have to be for tonight. But this is Devontae.
I called this poem of mine claustrophobia. I'm not approachable. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah, here. Thank you. Sorry. Cool. I'm not approachable as I used to be. My friends would say that I'm noticeable. I'm like couldn't be me. Asked me who I'm voting for. I said, I bet if they knew, they'd cry out to horoscopes. I ain't knocking them as if I wasn't calling myself Gemini. That's pronounced Gemini. Remember when I get heated, wouldn't let none slide. That's when I'd wear heart on the sleeve like it's a logo. Every excuse just to sin was like YOLO. 12 years later, Holy Spirit got me grown up. I ain't little no more. Used to look like Frodo. Guarantee you, I had a bone to pick with bro. Oh no. His favorite catchphrase, confrontation, was a low blow. Carnal mind, jail, I ain't want to think. Cause when I would, life cut me down. You think I was a tree.
Hello. Uh, like he said, my name is Nate. Today I wrote a poem about the beautiful planet that we all live on. I call it Gaia. Gaia, Gaia, our great Mother Earth, life giver and caretaker since the moment of our births. 4 billion years of constant change, eras, cycles, and phases all across time's range. The ocean was our womb, a primordial dish. We changed from single cells to animals like the very first fish, all the way to sponges, jellies, planktons, and eukaryotes, and eventually plant life would emerge on the coasts. We took our first brave step as land-bound pioneers and began Pangaea's conquest with no semblance of fear. But now let's fast forward a few 100 million years. A few mass extinctions had passed, yet we're somehow still here. Yet for all of the glorious gifts that Gaia has given to us, in return we feed her poison and rob her with no semblance of remorse. For lo, we are but a particle in an endless sea of black, as emptiness is something space sorely does not lack. Yet Gaia gave us our gifts and gave us the blessing of life, and in return we should be helping her, turning away from stealing and strife. We should live in glorious harmony with the animals and plants around us, and for everything we take, we should give back double-fold for this life that found us. For I know that no matter where we go, how near or how far, there is only one place we can call home among the stars. Thank you.
Ah, buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Alexis Domínguez y mi poema se llama Por el amor que viví. Cuando pensaba en ti, las horas no corrían, el mundo se paraba, el corazón palpitaba a 2000 por hora. Miraba tu sonrisa que brillaba más que las estrellas. Cuando pensaba en ti, solo escuchaba tu voz diciendo lo mucho que me querías y lo orgullosa que estabas de mí. Tus ojos, tu cara, todo era perfecto cuando pensaba en ti. El cielo ya no estaba oscuro, las nubes eran de algodón y mi corazón solo latía más y más por ti. Desde que me alejé de ti, entendí que desde ese día tenía que vivir con tus recuerdos. El día que te dije adiós fue como una bala que me asesinó y me dejó una herida que poco después cerró, pero la cicatriz jamás se borró. Creo que con el tiempo se superará y continuará, pero por tristeza nunca se olvidará. Yo estoy bien, pero a veces tu recuerdo vuelve y pierdo la cordura, rompe las fronteras y haces estremecer de nuevo mi corazón. Sin embargo, voy caminando, pensando menos y viviendo con la realidad. Tú en otros brazos y yo aquí, aceptando tu ausencia, pero extrañándote a ratos. Gracias.
Right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dennis, and my poem is Te fuiste sin decir adiós. Querido abuelo, yo sé que no soy ni fui el nieto que más quisiste, pero el día que me fui para otro país y los dejé solos, yo también me sentí solo, porque estaba en un país diferente y mi personalidad cambió. Fue muy diferente, tantas cosas que pasamos juntos, ahora solo son recuerdos. Desde el día que te fuiste, mi corazón no funciona igual. Y peor el estar al otro lado del mundo, mi corazón en el otro lado contigo, estaba contigo y se fue contigo. Lo único que puedo decir ahora es que todo lo que te prometí lo haré y no me importa sufrir para conseguir. Thank you.
The soft, tú hablas español también. The lashes with dry tears. Looks from Brad and Alyssa judge my parents' explanations in Spanglish. In the speaker headset, I hear a familiar tone asking, Abuelo, ¿tú qué quieres de tomar? La mujer ordenando los mango smoothies en español conmigo. The waiter's patience at a Latino restaurant with my parents. Smiling when I hear familiar R's and A's. Speaking with my grandmother in a language we both understand. Will I too teach this language with history of so much violence, infliction, and silencing of native languages, yet with resilience and resistance, we are taking it back, making it ours? Latin is what I will say. Mi experiencia este año 21 y más. Y eso es mi poema.
The realest scars are the ones I tell myself don't exist, that I feel but never show, that I pen in poems with bravery, but not enough courage to convert to conversations. You see, my church never mentioned depression. Always skipped the Bible verse reading, Jesus wept. That language was foreign, spoke by sinners cursed with a demonic fate. They'd rather me speak in tongues and voice my pain, would rather me trust their process and fast, repeat prayers, and wait. Though my brother never had those answered, no matter how many times he called, would sit in chapel where the choir would sing with harmonies that held no keys, was told that God wouldn't accept what he brought to altar, so he faltered, took leap of faith into river, submerged himself in a peculiar baptism where he dove deep into the Mississippi and never came up. Remember when we were kids and our parents asked us, if someone told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? Not aware that when they preach to us to go out into the world and make ourselves disciples, don't weep, to command us to carry heavy burdens like millstones roped around our neck and pray Jesus comes to our rescue. Trust the prophet who walks on water while watching me drown like Peter, hoping to be saved. Fearing my spirit fearing my spirit being empty from casket where I am Sunday service suit and tie. Same way I felt crucified when a woman told me that as a man, I got no reason to cry. Same way my inner child felt unkept the first time I cried in front of a lover. Exposed tears like bare bodies to her harsh winters, always left cold to her contempt, and I don't want to freeze. Don't want to brave storms. That means bearing blizzards in my chest the same way my brother carried a cold heart and a warm smile. Don't want to hold back sobs, same way I restrained I love you from my brother's ears. Don't want to become a walking coffin of many black men whose hearts have turned graveyards with blank-faced tombstones, bearing ashes of a self they long cremated the moment they were told to wipe their tears as if they never existed. I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. That's a poem. It's always a weird transition when you see like a serious piece. You're like, oh, that's a poem, But thank y'all for sitting with that. Where we at, brother man Corey? We good? Great. You need another poem? You need another poem? Okay, cool. Yeah. I talked about him earlier. Yeah. Most definitely. All right, we'll just sit here and all this. Yeah, bro, this thing is like a little. Oh, see, I should have had you do it, man. Look at that. Out here battle rapping. A lot of the poems I write reflect on community stuff and a little bit about my background. I grew up in the Quad Cities and found myself in a lot of rough places and spaces in my community. So a lot of my community work is birthed from my experience, kind of in the hood, if you want to say that, and living in it, but not kind of becoming that, and then giving back to the community. So a lot of my stuff is reflective on that. So this poem I was just reflecting off of brothers in my community. Brothers, that rag dangling from your back pocket, I hope you know it don't care about you, or your diligence, or your allegiance. That blue rag peeking out pocket of sagging jeans lest everybody see who you hanging with. That handshake resembles a gun grip unless everybody see who you banging with. Your allegiance might not be to that rag or the color, but your brothers. But question, why does it take the introduction of a bullet to bow inside of another brother's temple just to get you inside of a place of worship? See, too often I see black brothers' brains waving goodbye instead of a black brother's brains waves being used to thrive. Y'all just trying to survive. But yeah, that rag though, it's dyed in blue. Shoot, you might die in blue. Don't let hues define whose you are. I mean, y'all are all fresh princes, but y'all get fresh prints. Y'all want record deals, but y'all getting records still. The streets lied to you and made it easy to be brainwashed, clicked in an never-ending cycle of rinse, wash, repeat, with the next generation hang drying, watching, and ready to be clotheslined by strings of harsh realities. My brothers, that bandana is such a misfortune teller, but I see y'all. We see y'all, my brothers, in the cut, in the back pockets of our streets. I love y'all, but it's so hard. It's so hard to watch y'all hanging together.
Thank you so much. This is one of my guys, so I knew I could just make him come up here and do something. So, but yes. So, can I get one more snap or clap for all of the poets this evening? Thank you all so much. It takes a lot of courage to get up here on a mic and share something that's personal, something that means something to you, and share it with not only your community but with the world, right? This is not an easy thing to do. So we're in a black box theater. The lights are shining down on you. You got to come share something in front of people you don't know. So it takes a lot. So I'm so proud of each and every one of you who came to be a part of it. So thankful for it. Got some feedback. This is something more that this community would like to do. So I'll have a conversation with Dr. DeWinter and see how we can affect the community in that way. But y'all tired of hearing me talking, running around, and all that kind of stuff. So we do have our finalists. So like I said earlier, when I was putting this grant, when we got this grant money, I said, hey, I want to get some of these funds into the participant hands. So we're at that point right now. So for our third place $25 gift card winner, we have. I'll just take
Alejandra García Cachao.
Congratulations.
Felicidades, mija. Okay.
Yeah, picture. Yo, sorry, can you take a picture? Yeah. There you go.
Niña.
Yeah.
Let me out of the picture. Yay. Yay. Felicidades, mamá. Sí.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, can you come over there, this over here? Yeah. It takes a village, right? It takes a village. Okay, for our second place, $50 award will go to.
Segundo lugar, premio de $50 a Ángela Cobos Fernández.
Yeah. That's you.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Nice work. All right. Y'all acting like y'all excited to get a little paper in y'all pocket. Yeah. All right. And for our first place $100 prize will go to.
$100 de premio Montserrat Rubalcaba, el regalo de mi padre.
Congratulations. Here you go. Yeah, there you go. Just take a picture. And if we can, oh, she wants one more by yourself. And then we can get one picture of all of them together. That would be great. Thanks, Chris. Congratulations. Oh, one more. Oh, we got one. Let's get one more, so we can get to share this out to all of our community groups who helped out. So I think we have some folks from our LULAC here who also represent the Quad City Greater Hispanic Chamber as well too. So yeah. So, and if I can have all the competing poets come back up for one last picture as well too, that would be awesome as well too. So if you want to come back up here, we'll get one more picture, and then Sergio, let's get an EICC picture as well too when we're done taking this photo. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate the support for this event. Again, I love spoken word poetry. If I keep a mic too long in my hand, I'm gonna wind up spitting something. So I'm gonna leave it alone at that. But so I just really appreciate everyone coming out. This means a lot to me. I know this means a lot to Sergio, and just this opportunity is amazing. So thank you all so much for coming this evening. They got school tomorrow, so I know they got to get back. So thank you so much for coming.